Hi guys, it's Allie. I got my selfie stick out here. It's fucking gorgeous out. So today's video. Oh, if you don't know me, by the way, I am a recovering heroin addict, and I love to sit here and tell my stories. But today's story is gonna be a little different. So I've always been really like spiritual, and I'm gonna sit over here. So I've always been like super spiritual and super into the supernatural. I loved playing with the Ouija boards. I loved cemeteries. I was always into haunted stuff growing up. I feel like haunted things followed me. I feel like I was a very bright light and a lot of dark lights were drawn to me, and that I give off a very bright aura. Like if I go in a room, I draw all the attention, and I'm not saying that to be conceited. I'm saying that because it's true. Just like my mother is a light holder. She holds light, and everyone can see that. And she is the water holder, she is the helper, the feeder, she is all of the above. And so everyone has their own auras and what they are and their rules that they play in this universe. But I've never, I've always had sleep paralysis, and I had this at every house I've lived in. Every house I've lived in, I've had sleep paralysis. But in this apartment that I live in now, it has never been so bad in my entire life. So I'm gonna get to talking. So I am located on a cornfield. I don't know much. I'm gonna show you guys over here. I don't know much about the land itself. See behind me? It's fucking gorgeous. I'm actually, you know what? We can film over here too. So, anyway. I can actually like sit on this bench. This is so awesome. Is it gonna fall? Okay. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay, so when I moved here, it was never so bad. The thing is, as soon as I walked into this place, I felt like I didn't notice it right away. I thought, it was my first apartment, and I was just, sorry guys, I keep moving. It was my first apartment, and I was just super stoked to be in it. I really was. And I love the windows. There's like really big window lighting and stuff like that. So a couple months into living in the place, we're noticing things. Me and Travis noticed a very heavy, deep energy inside of this place, a very negative energy that causes us to bicker and fight. And it feeds off of our anger, our angst. It feeds off of our sorrow, our sadness. And we noticed that right away. And that might sound crazy, but it's not. And we've always had nightmares, like very demonic nightmares every night since we've lived here. They've stopped since we started staging. But nightmares like people torture. People are torturing me, burning my feet with cigarettes, holding my feet in chains, burning me with cigarettes, holding me up. So Trav was getting stung by bees, a bunch of bees, which is the sign of the devil. There are so many things. I've had so many dreams I've had dreams that a entity from the cornfield came crawling out upstairs, and I saw it out of the window, and I was trying to lock the door, and he beat it in, and he took an axe and smashed all the teeth out of my mouth. It was smashing my face in my dream. These dreams are torturous. You can't sleep afterwards. It's crazy. I've had so many nights of sleep paralysis this is kind of deep, but I'm gonna get into it. This same man comes and visits me. Here, only here, he comes and visits me. And I'll be like sleeping. It's so hard to explain. So I'll be sleeping and I can hear footsteps. Like I'm in a dead of a sleep, and it's like sleep paralysis. I'm like half awake but half asleep, but I'm definitely in a deep sleep, if that makes sense. So I hear the footsteps, the footsteps, the boom, boom, and that's my stairs. So wait, I don't know if you guys can see. That's my stairs. That's my steps. So it's like a long staircase. So you can hear each step, boom, 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 boom. And he gets to the top. The door opens. And every time he comes in, it's a demonic entity. And with each step, the fear increases in me. And he knows that I know that he's coming, and he loves that fear. And this entity would try and rape me. And this is going to sound crazy, but in the spiritual world, entities will try to, like, if a woman spirit, if say you're a guy and a beautiful woman in your dream is trying to have sex with you, that could actually be a succubus, which is an evil woman, a demon woman, and she is trying to have sex with you, so you impregnate her, and they can make more and more of their evil children, so their population can survive, and that's what they try to do. And they try to make you horny so that you ejaculate so you can impregnate them. And I never let him rape me. I always fight it, and I always wake up. And this happened for months, and I had just other he didn't come, every day or anything. He would come a couple times a month, and I knew when he was coming. And just a lot of other crazy stuff. The dreams were just very demonic. Signs of all demonic energy in all the dreams. And we've had really weird stuff happen in this house. There's a lot of history in this house, which I'm going to get into. It's very old. It's just a lot. And the energy in there really takes a toll on my relationship. We argue a lot more. We disagree a lot more. And it's like when we're in the house, there's like a heavy feeling over your head. Like you can't be happy there. Like there's no way to be happy in this apartment, because there has been. So what happens is when so many unhappy people live in one apartment. So this apartment is from like the 60s, I think. So when so many people have lived in one apartment, all of their feelings stain the apartment, like how they felt if they were feeling intense sorrow. Maybe they lost their husband or their child, or maybe they felt intense anger and they wanted to kill somebody, or they felt a very intense feeling, and that stays in the apartment. That stains. It's called staining. It stains the apartment that you're in. And this is what I believe, guys. You don't have to believe me, but I'm very spiritual, and everyone has different spiritual beliefs, and I don't want any arguments in the comments. But so I forgot where I was going. But yes, there are spiritual stains. And I feel like our apartment is stained with such negative energy that it's taking a toll on us. And our apartment is trying to eat us alive. I feel like it wants to kill us, make us kill ourselves. It makes us crazy. It makes us... it's so hard to explain. The energy is so evil and bad in there. It twists every word you say to your partner to make them think that you're always fighting. So we're both always so unhappy, to the point where we were going to shoot ourselves. And I think that's what this evil entity wanted. And people with addiction, people with problems like that, have problems with their spirit and who are spiritual. That's who these evil entities often come for. People who are searching for light. And these entities pretend to be false light. And they try to take your soul. And I truly believe in this 100%. and I want to get out of this apartment before it kills me. I have other stories to tell about this apartment too. I found my neighbor dead in his apartment. We didn't know for weeks. I want to get permission to talk about that first. It was on Christmas Day. We have heard many stories of things that have happened here, which I will talk about. I just want to give you guys an introduction to the place that I live. It's a very small area. This was a barn. This used to be a barn. And I think the animals were not well taken care of here. And this place holds a lot of sorrow, anger, and a lot of bad emotion, and you can feel it as soon as you step foot in that house. There's no denying it, and it will affect you, and it will rot you from the inside out. And some apartments just have this, you can't tell sometimes. So we saged the apartment a couple times. It helped with the bad dreams. The bad dreams still do happen here and there. I'm literally getting attacked by demonic entities in my sleep. During the day, we don't notice anything. It's always at night. And, you know, I don't try to egg anything on. I don't ask questions or anything because I don't want to know. I don't want to scare myself in my own house. I'm scared enough. But I would like to know more about the history of this place, and I'm going to find out. And hopefully I can move out of here soon. The scenery is absolutely gorgeous. Like, absolutely gorgeous. But everything that shines ain't always gold, baby. So that's the introduction to my haunted apartment series. And I'm going to do stories like this a lot. So this is the first part of the series. Oh, look, y'all. Hold on, is there a way to like turn this around? Look. There's a mirror. But we are going to continue with this series about my haunted apartment and all of the things that happen. The bees will be here soon. Another sign of demonic energy is we get really fat, big wasp bees that live up here, up there. They live up there, and they fester up, and that's where demonic energy kind of lives, and it, you know, they live off of that. There's so much to this spiritual stuff, and keeping a high vibration and protecting your energy and not falling victim to other people's energies, and you know, the way that they're feeling can be very hard. And you need to focus on making you happy, making yourself happy, doing what makes you feel good. And it's really hard not to let people's energies get to you. I believe our apartment is so stained that, you know, such terrible things that have happened in that apartment that it is permanently stained, because no matter how many times we've saged, they've came back. I call him he, that demon who wants to sexually assault me. He comes for me. Demons come for my boyfriend. We have seen and heard things that you would not believe in this apartment. We've both never experienced this ever in our lives. Though I've always been a spiritual person, I don't think that I've invited this spirit in, because at my mom's house, I was never bothered by spirits like this. But just let me know what you guys think. This is just the intro. This is the first part of the season. And I will do another video on my haunted apartment. Love you guys. Please like, subscribe, comment any questions, concerns, topics. Message me on Facebook. I leave it down below. I love you guys so much.